I see Dylan got props. Hey, bro, that's creative. You come up with that yourself?
Huh?
Was that the surprise that you told me about?
He has lodged himself in his room. Dylan, have the panic attacks started? Have you realized what you signed up for?
Me and him actually in the beginning were fine, and then he started talking about me, and then I was like, let's have this fight, and then it was supposed to happen, he got hurt.
But he never shows up to fights, but if he does, we're gonna put him through the test for sure. And I'm angry, I'm pissed off.
All right, bro, get back to work. I'ma stay on this live and keep whining until the shows up.
YouTube star Paul has vowed to severely hurt Danis both in and out of the ring after an ugly buildup that has seen his fiance mercilessly mocked during some intense fight promotion, destroying Dylan Danis' life. When the two clash at the AO Arena in Manchester next week, Logan Paul has vowed that he is going to destroy Dylan Danis' entire life. Since their battle was announced, the YouTube celebrity has been the target of a constant barrage of social media attacks. And most noticeably, it was his girlfriend who took the brunt of Danis' satire, as the MMA fighter targeted her appearance, past relationships, and other anxieties while more than doubling his fan base and accumulating around 2.5 billion impressions. Even worse, Agdal has issued a temporary restraining order against Danis and filed a $150,000 lawsuit against him. He has also repeatedly threatened to leave the fight, with his most recent threat making the rounds on Twitter with the comment, "Logan bragging about lawsuits again. He isn't built for the fight game. This pussy doesn't deserve me. I'm out." The time for talking is almost over because on Saturday, October 14th in Manchester, KSI and Tommy Fury will settle their quarrel. In what is sure to be a memorable night, Logan Paul will also compete at the event against Dylan Danis.
I see Dylan got props. Hey, bro, that's creative. You come up with that yourself?
Huh?
Was that the surprise that you told me about?
Nah, he won't, bro. I'ma stare through his soul.
I think he's gonna just be way too scared, man.
Because he just makes shit up, and I'm gonna be like, ah, fuck.
You should like create the thing now, just like call it a fact check.
I'm in rage right now, bro.
DildoDanis.com, running counter. That's how long it's been since you last fought.
Okay.
He's in the hotel, and he's not showing up. Look. He's supposed to be right there.
And October 14th is gonna be fucking insane. It's gonna be a night to remember for sure.
And the man is nowhere to be found. Come on, bro, did I get got?
Don't let Dylan fool you. He understands that withdrawing again would ensure that no fighter, fight organization, or legitimate brand will ever work with him since he's an unreliable liar. This is what Paul said in a letter to his followers in response to the incident. Not to mention how embarrassing it would be to pussy out on me. I'm going to destroy this predator financially, psychologically, spiritually, and physically. I'm not only interested in winning the battle, I'm going to ruin his entire life. The dude across from me will be knocked out cold on October 14. I don't give a fuck who turns up. Previously, Danis calculated that the expense of his legal representation for the litigation, which was brought by his fiance Agdal and is unrelated to Paul, may reach $400,000 in total. However, he took issue with a podcast appearance Jake made when he seemed to boast about the impact it would have on the combatant. Logan is so naive that he believes this makes him appear good, wrote the author in response to Paul's post. In fact, it's insane. A true fighter move isn't suing someone, it's a cowardly action. Leave your moral eminence behind.
You've been begging.
No, come on.
You've been
Let's be honest.
unsending and sending me messages in my inbox forever.
He's gonna talk, he's not gonna let me talk.
He has lodged himself in his room. Dylan, have the panic attacks started? Have you realized what you signed up for?
I don't like Logan Paul, I don't like the Paul, so I want to break his face, obviously.
Our choosing has to verify the injury, and then if he is indeed faking it, he has to pay $100,000.
And not many jiu-jitsu guys would do boxing, so I think it's pretty cool. Like Bruce Lee, you know?
No, not a good, no.
Not a good fighter, you said that was a good fighter. A real fighter.
Oh, a real fighter.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's determination. The popular YouTuber turned professional boxer Logan Paul is getting ready for a fight against Dylan Danis, which is a bout that is being eagerly anticipated. The argument between the two people has been getting worse, with Danis attacking Paul's fiance, the model Nina Agdal, on social media. Paul is engaged to Agdal. On the other hand, Paul is resolved to give Danis a taste of his own medicine when the two of them enter the ring on October 14. Logan Paul is certain that his forthcoming boxing battle against Dylan Danis will result in a decisive victory for him and a humiliating loss for his opponent. As a result of Danis' online harassment of Paul's fiancée, Nina Agdal, their hatred has reached a new level of intensity. Paul is intent on demonstrating that Danis made a serious error in judgment by taking their dispute to a personal level. Dylan Danis has been quite persistent in his efforts to irritate Logan Paul through the use of social media. Nina Agdal, who is engaged to Paul, found herself in a position where she needed to seek a restraining order against him and even started legal proceedings since he had intentionally targeted her. Danis persisted in his trolling campaign despite the fact that it could have legal repercussions, which Paul found particularly annoying. While Paul was asked about the trash talking that occurred prior to the fight, he did not hold back while voicing his opinions on Danis.
Yeah, to finish him off.
I get to
Shut
be the
him
one
fuck up.
to take an eraser and remove him from existence.
Me and him actually in the beginning were fine, and then he started talking about me, and then I was like, let's have this fight, and then it was supposed to happen, he got hurt.
Hey, Dylan, I know you're watching this live. You in the same hotel as me.
I just know by just talking to him, he's just a scumbag, you know? And the way he treats his family, the way he treats his brother, you just tell that he's not a good guy.
Is that you running it?
Of course it is, you know that. You met me.
Good for you, bro.
You met me.
Control, not a good fighter.
Not every bottle, Dylan. Keep some bottles up there, Dylan.
Dylan has locked himself in his room and refuses to come down.
He called him a crybaby and a coward, highlighting that Danis chose to pick a battle with a lady and is now complaining and making excuses for his behavior as a result of the conflict. Paul is under the impression that Danis never had any intention of actually engaging in the battle, but rather used it as a means to garner publicity and influence. Logan Paul has not been shaken by the vicious attacks that have been leveled against his fiance. He added that he is entirely focused on the forthcoming match and that he will not let Danis' strategies bother him in any way. Paul made the bold proclamation that he will make Danis' time in the ring the worst night of his life, and he was certain that he would be able to back up his statements. Paul has verified that Nina Agdal will be present at the fight. Both of them have been fighting their own fights against Danis in their own unique ways, so it is fitting that both of them will be there at the fight. Paul dropped hints that the fight night will feature some unexpected twists and turns, suggesting that there will be more reasons for fans to watch the show. In the impending boxing battle against Danis, Paul is intent on teaching him a lesson, and he has vowed to make it the worst night of Danis' life. Fans are waiting with bated breath to find out the results of this highly anticipated battle on October 14, the date that has been chosen.
Dylan, let me quickly come round and say hello to you. How are you, Dylan?
Feeling good.
And a lot of it's fake.
Fake DMs.
Yeah, like,
he creates fake DMs
was
and
that
all
fake
types
DMs,
of
was that all
crazy
fake
shit.
this,
Yeah.
fake that? It's all fake. So like,
He's trying to deny the truth by suing me and trying to silence me like a Karen, like a you know? He should handle it with me in the ring.
but he never shows up to fights. But if he does, we're gonna put him through the test for sure. And I'm angry. I'm pissed off.
Yeah, but we just need him to show up. Like, step one is show the up.
Quitting on the stool, his coach is throwing in the towel, or a vicious KO.
But one thing he does and says is anything. He makes everything up.
It's been a long time, I'll give you
Yeah,
that.
1,530.
But you dealt with knee injuries. You dealt with knee injuries. You dealt with knee injuries.
He's going to knock him unconscious in the name of the Japanese people. I like what you just did there. Fantastic. Dylan Danis in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
All bark, no bite. Paul made the promise that he will give Dylan Danis a run for his money in their highly anticipated boxing contest that will take place on October 14 in Manchester, England. In an interview with TMZ Sports, Paul stated that he has every intention of holding Danis financially responsible for anything that the latter has written about Paul and his fiancée Nina Agdal on X, which was once known as Twitter. I can't imagine what it's going to be like after all the talk he's done on X, after all the shit he said, to be trapped in a ring with me. He has made a grave error, I told him. I can't imagine what it's going to be like after all the talk he's done on X, after all the shit he said. And if he does show up, October 14 will be the most terrifying evening of his whole life. Danis has been making an effort over the course of the past couple of months to get under Paul's skin by tweeting incessantly about Agdal and making accusations of promiscuity. As a direct consequence of this, Agdal was successful in obtaining a temporary restraining order against Danis, and she also brought legal action against him. Paul maintains his skepticism on the likelihood that Danis will actually show up for the fight on October 14, stating, "He's the king of the ducks, all bark, no bite." Danis has a perfect record in professional mixed martial arts competition, having won both of his bouts at Bellator 198 and Bellator 222. Danis has worked as a training partner for UFC champion Conor McGregor. In January, he was scheduled to make his professional boxing debut against the YouTuber KSI, who is Paul's business partner for Prime Sports and energy drinks. However, he backed out of the bout 10 days before it was scheduled to take place.
It's a good hat.
Good hat, right?
It's a nice hat.
I'm gonna wear that when I knock him unconscious. So.
Okay.
In the name of the Japanese people.
Me exposing him for who he is. It's nice to have the fans' reaction and see how much of a scam artist he is. And
What did I say? I said 400K if I don't show up. I told him, I said, listen, I want this fight. And I told him like a man. I said, I want the fight, and then that's how it went.
I don't know. I thought he was in the beginning, but just, I don't know. It's hard. You just know when you meet someone, you know, like.
So like some people will believe what he says, and then I'm gonna have to have like a fact checker.
You know
And I know that
Okay.
because I have a running counter going on dildodanis.com.
All right, bro, get back to work. I'm a stay on this live and keep whining until the shows up.
Paul engaged in 2 bouts with KSI, the first of which ended in a draw, and the second of which Paul lost by a split decision. In addition to that, he boxed in an exhibition match against the famed and unbeaten boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. His contributions to the world of combat sports have been most prominent in WWE, where he made his in-ring debut at WrestleMania 38 in April 2022, and has wrestled multiple matches since then. Paul has made a speedy adjustment to the world of professional wrestling, and he even turned in impressive performances against Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel in November 2017 and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 39 in April. Paul appears to be looking forward to the opportunity to take out his anger on Danis during their fight in October, yet he is not yet confident that the match will actually take place. The battle against Danis in October promises to be the most difficult test of his boxing career in an official bout. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.